Hello, everyone. So I am coming to you a little bit late today, and it's already 6 p.m. Too many things going on. I hope you are well. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the idea of 3-minute thesis. And what that means is in Australia, if you want to do a master's or a PhD or even an honours thesis for your bachelor, often you will have to explain in 3 minutes to a group of professors and others what your ideas are, what you want to do, what you want to research. And this is a very important part of the process because number one, it gives you an idea of public speaking. So usually it's in a lecture hall. But secondly, after your 3-minute speech, the audience can give you ideas, thoughts, maybe help you refine your topic and actually tell you whether it's a good topic or not, or point you towards certain researchers you may have missed. So, this is a very important part of the process. It has evolved into competitions, so 3-minute thesis competitions. And now it's not just Australia, there's New Zealand, there's Canada, there's UK, and it is happening in many places now that people give a 3-minute speech, and whoever is the best then wins a prize, like a few $1,000 or whatever, or a trip overseas, whatever it is. I would like you to please have a look at the example that I put in Moodle, which is, I think, the one I put in the end was on aphasia, which is a language development issue, and it fits with the other parts that we are covering at the moment. But to give you an example of what a 3-minute speech could look like, I will give you one now. So I will give you one. And then what I would like you to do is not for next week, but for the week after, that you use your group and you give a 3-minute speech in front of the others. Now, obviously, I have to sit at the moment. But if you are meeting live, it would be good if you not only rehearsed the speech, which is the script, you write out the script, but you also think about your body language. So when you go to something like Toastmasters International, which is an organization where you can learn to give good speeches, they invite you to first write out the script. Next to it, you write your body language. Next to it, you write your voice. What are you going to do with your voice at this particular moment in the speech? And so every step is planned. It's not left to just how you feel in that moment. You actually rehearse not just the spoken language, but the nonverbal language, which was our topic last week, but also your pitch, your voice projection, your eye contact, whether you move around in the room or not, whether you're stationary, what you're going to do with your arms and hands and legs and eyes, etc. Everything is rehearsed. So keep that in mind, please, for your 3-minute speech. And I don't want to waste too much of your time, so I'm going to do it myself now. My dear ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, everybody, my students, I'm really happy I'm coming to you this afternoon from Adelaide. And today I stand before you to share my excitement and a vision that I have for an upcoming journey of research and exploration that's really close to my heart, which is investigating different models of harmonious existence. In a world that seems to grow smaller by the day due to globalization and technological advancements, the importance of understanding how we can coexist harmoniously cannot be overstated. Our differences, whether cultural, religious, ideological, often define us. Yet, we must do everything possible to find the common ground that unites us all. My research will go deeper into understanding these dynamics. Imagine the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities in Australia, with their deep-rooted connection to the land and the Dreamtime. For them, the land is not just a physical entity, but it is living. It's a breathing part of their identity. Their harmonious relationship with the land, which is based on sustainability and reverence is really the key word here, serves as a powerful model of harmonious existence. Our planet is beautiful and it's a mosaic of diversity. It reflects many cultures, many beliefs, different traditions, and different viewpoints. And these differences, I believe, are what makes our world rich and fascinating. However, they can also be a source of conflict and misunderstanding. The crux of my research lies in exploring how we can celebrate these diversities while fostering a sense of togetherness and unity. If you think about cities like Sydney and Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, we find people from diverse backgrounds come together, bringing with them a tapestry of cultures and traditions. Australia's multicultural society is a testament to the peaceful coexistence of people from different ethnicities, beliefs, walks of life, and they can live side by side, contribute to a vibrant and harmonious society. Through my research, I hope to identify not only the inherent value in these models, but also the common threads that we weave through them. I believe that we need to appreciate the values and the principles that underlie harmonious living in different cultures. And we can explore a more comprehensive and inclusive understanding of how to actually achieve this peaceful coexistence. At the heart of this research lies the exploration of philosophical, social, and practical elements. Australia's unique concept of mateship, being a mate, and being egalitarian, where everyone is treated as an equal, showcases a model of harmonious coexistence. There's a spirit of being inclusive and supportive, which exemplifies how a society can thrive when there is cooperation. Moreover, I envision this research should contribute in the end to a growing body of knowledge that guides maybe policymakers, teachers, educators, and other individuals in creating environments that nurture peaceful coexistence. It's about promoting a world where diversity is not just tolerated, but celebrated, where dialogue and empathy replace division, and where unity prevails over discord. This is a journey that's not just an academic pursuit, it's also a call to action. It's a step towards a more compassionate world. I'm deeply excited about this opportunity and all the possibilities that lie ahead in this research. I think together we could strive for a world where we honor our differences and we find the common ground that unites us. Please let me thank you for your kind attention. So this is an example, just a short one, of presenting the research that I want to engage in. And you, if you have done your individual learning contracts, would now have an idea about the research you want to engage in. So I would like to ask you to give a speech, 3 minutes, not more, to each other in 2 weeks' time. And keep in mind maybe some of the elements that make a good academic speech. You know that already. So you want to be clear and have a structure. which means that you tell the audience what is the objective of your research, what do you want to actually achieve. Mm. Like in an essay, there's an introduction, there are main points, and then there's a strong conclusion. With the introduction, you try to grab the people's attention, have a hook, try to find something that would get them engaged. You could have a quote, for instance, maybe you ask a question, then the tone has to be enthusiastic, although it's fairly academic, but don't forget we are energetic beings. And so if you are passionate and enthusiastic about your topic, please get that across. Speak with your real enthusiasm for that subject matter so that people actually feel, even by your sound, by your words, by your gestures, interested and give you their attention. You might like to state the key questions, the questions that you have, and what you intend to achieve with this research. You might explain your methodology. How are you going to find out about it? Mine was just researching. I could have mentioned, okay, I will go and interview some Aboriginal communities. So, what will you do? Will you have academic research? Will you do interviews? Will you do a survey? Will you write a diary and use yourself as a lab rat? Whichever way you want to find out your findings in the end. What are the techniques? And then you could say something about what you intend to make as a contribution, because each little bit of research fits into a bigger field. And in that field, you want to contribute a little bit of your new knowledge. You could possibly call to action and say, when you summarize your main points in the end and you reiterate why this is significant, you could end up with a strong and a motivating call to action. So you could encourage the audience to support you, engage with you, or contribute in any way to your research, or maybe even change something in their own lives. Please try to practice your speech a few times. Also work on your intonation, gestures, your pacing. And I always think it's good to, if you ever do have to give up an academic speech like that, to anticipate some of the possible questions that might come so that you already think, okay, what could people potentially ask me? And you already have your responses written out. And if you ever come to this point where somebody asks you a question and you don't know the answer, you just say something like, that is a very interesting question. It's far too much to cover right now. Could I get back to you after my presentation? And then you speak to that person individually, or you get their email address and you engage in that dialogue afterwards. Never get to the position of, I don't know the answer. You just put them off a little bit. So a good speech should leave the audience inspired, informed, and wanting to learn more about your research journey. So this is something that I would like you to do for in 2 weeks' time. And I will say the rest in my email to you. Excuse me, the cold and flu is going around here at the moment. When you get a minute, you don't have to do that in your group. Please listen to the speech by Megan Washington. Megan Washington is a really inspiring singer, songwriter. And what I find so good about her is that she has a speech impediment, and yet she took the courage to give a TED talk. And if that is not encouraging to you, because I know public speaking is so frightening for so many people, people get so anxious because we feel we're being judged when we stand in front of a big audience. But like everything, it's practice. just practice, practice, practice. So please, if you get a chance, have a listen to Megan Washington's speech and think about now what sort of speech you want to give in 2 weeks' time to your buddies. And when this moment comes for the buddies, please make sure that you give feedback on not just the content of the speech, but the nonverbal communication, the posture, the gestures, the voice, the intonation, the eye contact, everything that makes an academic speech so good. It's a little bit of a step towards you giving your speech in the end in your group presentation. So I'm warming you up to it basically. Okay. That's all for now. And the rest I will say in my email. So have a lovely Tuesday or whatever. Yeah, it's now evening here. Have a lovely day over there. And I'll see you next week. Don't forget to upload your meeting minutes, please, so that I know what you discussed and how you're going. And don't hesitate to ask questions if you need any help or just want to find out something. Okay? I say bye for now. Bye bye. I'll see you next week. Bye.